To become a manager or a leader, what do you think are the most important characteristics a person should have?
For myself, in terms of manager and a leader, and I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about what I aspire or I've seen where I've identified they are good managers or leaders, is that a lot of the time they've got really great communication skills, they're well connected and have a vast network, and they have integrity in the mahi that they do. They're usually unbiased, don't have judgment. And when I say don't have judgment, I mean they don't judge people. They are usually humble and have the ability to work in the background and up the front as well too. Some of the beautiful leaders and managers that I've had the privilege of sharing space with, working with, or just observing, are usually people who are really skilled in their field. They're really open to feedback, to other people's opinions, to perspectives. But most of all, they always have the ability to identify succession planning. So identifying people to ensure that succession planning is coming through. So even for myself, I like to work with young ones who haven't quite formulated what it is or their purpose, but being able to harness their potential to realise. Because I know that I'm not going to be here forever. I also understand that whatever happens, that generational plans have to take place, because what's the point on doing this mahi if it doesn't carry on? Do you know what I mean? So that's really huge in terms of leadership, is understanding that we're not going to be the leader forever. So a measure of a great leader to me is a leader that creates other leaders. So my management style was that, if I fail, if I make a mistake, that I'm upfront that this has happened, and so that they understand that, failings can also be lessons, but I'm also human as well too. Yeah. So having the ability to also, I guess, engage across sectors. And when I say sectors, I mean like having the ability to be able to engage with people on the ground, but also engage with people who are making the decisions at the top. A great leader always has that ability to communicate whatever their intention or message is across different sectors of the community. Yeah, so someone well connected, someone who listens, someone who is humble, someone who can do the mahi in the front but also the mahi at the back, someone who has succession planning and encouraging other leaders to come forth as well too, usually with a collective mindset as well too. There are those leaders that have they look at individual gains, but I prefer to look at collective. So ensuring that the team and everyone's on the same waka, like I said before, but making sure that you understand you're not going to be the leader forever. Yeah. So I think a true measure of a leader is when their legacy is carried on for generations. Okay, he rākau taumātua, he huihuinga manu, he whakamana whānau I te wānui a tāne kia puawai e. So the area that we live in, or that we operate from, was actually part of a vast forestry, or I guess a great forest system. So vast was this forest. The migration, trails for birds, specifically native birds. This area was where they came before they went up north, or when they left north, they came here before they went down south. So the whole area, I guess if you could imagine just deafening sounds of birds and trees, that was what this place sounded like. And when I say sounded like, this would have been from the time our tupuna arrived, or the time from our tupuna who were here when the others arrived, to the time approximately right through to the end of the 1800s, before a lot of the establishment of the mills took place, and then land started to be cleared for farms. We sit in a space where we have three main iwi here. Ngāti Tūwhare Ngāti Hawa, and Ngāti Maniapoto. And it was mainly because of the resources in this area. And so people came here. This was like the metropolis of food for people. And over periods of time, centuries, this particular area was fought over. And then the three iwis have been established because they've married into one another. So a lot of the descendants from here are what we call uenuku tu wairua, or those who have whakapapa to both tribes. We call this area the buffer area. So if the ones in Maniapoto from the north wanted to come down and speak to the ones in Ngāti Hawa, they would come and they would talk to their relations here, and it was their job to facilitate those discussions that were happening intertribally or sub-tribally as well too. So that was what this area was part of. And so when you liken our manu to our people, it's the same thing. So we know that now we don't have many trees, therefore we don't have many birds. Same as the town. We don't have much mahi, I guess much attraction. So people have left and gone to the cities. The birds are flowing the coop basically. But I looked at Kokiri, and because it's one of the biggest employees of this area, not only here in Taumaranui, Te Kuiti, Te Amutu, Tokoro, it's become the forest for many of the manu that have come in. And when I say manu, I don't just mean kaimahi, I mean whānau as well too. This is now where whānau come to be guided, to like even get food, to be guided to be able to carry on flying.
Yes.
So this is where they come to, is kokiri. So we have become a vast network. And I say vast, I mean, we have 4 different offices, 4 locations that we work from. We network with one another. We've become the forest for people who come to get kai. And when I say kai, I mean well-being, knowledge, encouragement, confidence, understanding. This is where they come now, is through our forest of kokiri. So that was the concept.